Welcome to YTC News. Today is Tuesday, May 24th, 2011, and I'm your host, Mackenzie Covert. A group of River Valley High School boys saved the life of a drowning man during a high school field trip. Here's a complete story from those who witnessed the event.
We were checking out waterfalls, doing some cliff jumping and stuff like that, and I had found a rope the day before, and I had tied it together with some real strong knots. So the next day, we were all talking after we had got done cliff diving at a waterfall, Havasupai, and we decided on going down to Mooney Falls to make a rope swing, and Carl also needed footage.
Well, we climbed down Mooney Falls, and there was these ladies. They noticed our rope, so they were like, "Oh, can you help our friend? He's stuck behind the waterfall."
I thought they were just joking. I didn't know it was true.
Didn't think it was a big deal at first. We thought it was, some college kid in maybe his 20s that had just gotten trapped, and we were just going to throw him a rope and pull him out.
So me and Ryan went over there, and we couldn't see him, so Ryan, being a lifeguard, tied the rope around him. And I can swim, so I just gave Ernie the other side of the rope, so they started shimmying over.
We had gone into the water on the side of the cliff, and we started getting close to him. He was a lifeguard, so I was going to hold him in case he got pulled back.
And all of a sudden we saw a man flailing around. So I dived in right away, grabbed him. Ryan, he grabbed him, and then Nick, right behind me, grabbed him. And the waterfall was too strong.
We started trying to pull the body away, but the current of the waterfall, or the pull of the waterfall, it started to drag us all in, and we decided that it wasn't right to risk our own lives for one life. So at that point, we had to let him go, which was really rough on me. I didn't want to let him go, but I knew I had to. I didn't want to get sucked in the waterfall.
Currents were all crazy, and they started sucking him back in, and they had to let go because they didn't want to risk their own lives. So I had to pull back Ryan. Vinny got pushed, slammed against the wall, and Nick got back to the shore.
Right there, we didn't know what happened. He got shot back under the waterfall, the man. And right there, we didn't know what was going to happen. We thought we braced ourselves for a dead man's body.
And I look over, and I noticed a lot of screaming.
Thankfully, he popped up the second time.
We heard a scream. His daughter and Nick and Carl pulled him out. Right there, we had a second chance.
And then Ryan swam over.
And he wasn't showing any signs of life, so I ended up having to do CPR and rescue breaths, and we resuscitated him. It was only about, actually it was probably less than a minute. We had to work on him. He started blinking and spitting out water, and just like the movies.
Eventually, he started regaining color, and he was back. We waited, eventually put him up on his side, and we asked him, "Do you want to sit here or do you want to go?" And he was like, "Get me the hell out of here." Me and Nick, we picked him up with help of Carl, and then me and Nick walked him over to a nicer place away from the water because it was spraying. There was a lot of mist. We sat him down, dried him off, waited for the ranger because Fabian went to go get him.
Fabian Horta, who's a senior, he ran back to camp and he said, "Somebody drowned," and my heart sank. They built a fire, they kept him warm, and the boys also made a clearing for the helicopter to land. And once they made the clearing, then they left to get out of the way. From what I understand, Ryan Sainamore talked to the man this morning, and that he spent 2 days in the hospital in Kingman and was released and made a full recovery, or is making a full recovery. So just a series of events, I feel that was orchestrated by God, led these boys to be there at the right time to save this man's life. I feel very proud of them. Basically, they were very humble. The people that were with the man tried to give them dinner and things like that, and they said no thank you.
Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm your host, Mackenzie Covert, signing off.